Week 10 of the WHAMO World Cup regular season is upon us. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight marks a very special night in the WHAMO World Cup regular season. It's the halfway point. Still got a lot of WHAMO to go and the playoffs to look forward to, but there's a lot on the line for the two teams playing tonight. Tyler Armstrong and the Skunks, looking to go 2-0 and sit at first place in the A division. Ryan Swikowski and the Benchwarmers, looking to avoid going 0-2 to sit last place in the A division. A big game for both teams. It's your little buddy Kevin Fudds, and I'm just fucking with you. It's the real Kevin Fudds. I was throwing it back to the old Kevin Fudds, just to bring out a couple laughs.
Yeah, what happened? Why did your voice change so much since the last season?
I just got really into WHAMO. My thing was always I wanted to do hockey, right? I was always wanting to be a hockey broadcaster. Then, in season 1, I kind of learned to love WHAMO, because I had some people, that I really got close to. And then, I just sat down for episode 1, really felt it, and I can't help myself. It's like the Incredible Hulk. He comes out of me, and there's nothing I can do, and there's nothing I can say. It's just, natural.
I mean, there's rumors going on around the staff that maybe you picked up a little coke problem. Would explain a lot of things going on. Is there any truth to that?
Well, it's hard to have a coke problem when I'm addicted to Pepsi. Hey, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. A little stand-up for you.
Yeah, well, what's up with that? Why are you trying? You gonna transition to stand-up now, or what?
I was thinking about it ever since Jack Lark used to text WHAMO players asking if he should do stand-up because that's a dream of his. But typical Jack Lark got a little nervous and never pursued it.
Yeah, it's a real shame. You know who he should have taken stand-up advice from? Steve Cardinal. We're big fans of Steve Cardinal. Now that guy is a comedian. Nothing's funnier than dressing up like a girl and going on Chatterbait.
No, nothing at all. And some of his songs and real life videos, I actually saw the originator of those videos. It was a girl from my high school who actually made those videos. He was friends with her, and he just totally ripped them off. But Jack Lark, take note, steal from Steve Cardinal, and maybe you'll be a successful comedian someday. You're looking at the big guy, Mr. Fudds, and alongside me is my partner in crime, Hidalgo. Hidalgo, enough about this comedy stuff. We got a big game ahead of us. The Skunks going against the Benchwarmers. Big game.
It is a big game. I think it's a bigger game for the Benchwarmers. They don't want to go down 0-2. That could be a real tough position. I think they're going to come out hard. It's pretty much do or die right now, and they got a tough task ahead of them. The Skunks looked pretty damn good in their first game. Very good at moving the ball. Jack Lark was throwing cheap shots, running to set the screen. The Skunks being led by Tyler Armstrong, Luke Dalek, a dynamic duo, not just in Fortnite or smoking weed together, but a dynamic duo on the field. And on the other side of the ball, the Benchwarmers. Ryan Swikowski really struggled in their last game, a guy who coming into the season, I had pretty high. I picked him as the 3rd seed in the division because Swy coming in looked like he was a goalie of the year nominee, but he didn't make a single save. And his little rookie, Brad Bird, alphaed him and said, "Get out of the net, I'm taking over." And he had a decent showing. Yeah, always humiliating, but it's Brad Bird. He's gonna alpha everybody. If I'm Ryan Swy, I'm not getting down. I'm not getting down because of that, because who are we in Brad? We're all less than Brad Bird. I mean, let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen. If Michelangelo sculpted David after one human being, it was Brad Bird. He's got the hot bod. He's got the good athleticism. And oh my gosh, have you seen his face? Talk about a pretty boy. Pretty boy alert. Do we got to grab? Yeah, pretty boy alert. Sound the alarm. He really is, and he only had about 12 or 13 beers before this game, so I think he's gonna come in at around 100%. Real comfortable place for Brad Bird to be at. Yeah, he's like Popeye, but instead of spinach, it's Bud Light. Cracking a couple of those and he just gets bigger and better. Speaking of boy, Eric Swikowski hasn't really matured emotionally enough to be considered a man as far as I'm concerned. I'm looking to see him cry today. Yeah, but I tell you what, his body's definitely matured into a man's body, because he's lengthy, he's tall, he's athletic, but like you said, still got that boyish mentality, like a little boy trapped in a man's body, but he's so emotional because he cares, and people that care always find a way to win. That's why I'm not counting them out tonight, after what we saw with the Skunks last time they played. Yeah, but this could be a tough matchup for them. Jack Lark was a pretty good high school bully. He should smell the blood in the water and just go right at Eric. Yeah, look for some cheap shots, ladies and gentlemen, from our little Lurky boy, because I could see that happening. And let's be honest, when you cheap shot Eric Swikowski, you're going to see some waterworks, and I'm not talking Splash Mountain. We got a good one, ladies and gentlemen, and it's kicking off right now.
Both have played at the same. We played each other.
Benchwarmers and Skunks. Big one, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of good athletes on the field right now. Really, there's no weak point other than Jack Lark, but as we mentioned in the pregame, a guy who can really make value in other spots of the game.
I like the style, too. He's got that nice headband, the flow going. He looks good out there.
And Tyler Armstrong starting off with a nice little bounce shot. Ryan Swikowski, he can't let that happen to him early. He's got to make some saves to get his confidence up.
You want to play sooner or later?
Looks like they're doing a box and one on the Benchwarmers, switching things up a little bit. Eric Swy is lengthy, though. Looking to make some good sleeping bears. Nice turn to go. Kick save from Tyler Armstrong. He's an elite goalie. It's going to be hard to score on him today.
He's the cream of the crop, the best of the best in goal, but Eric needs to get his confidence up. That wasn't a bad shot. Keep at it. Don't give up. He could give up. He's that type of player.
Good defense off the bat. They're playing a press, which is interesting. And it's because Jack Clark can't catch. I was wondering, why do you press? Why don't you play off? But Jack Clark in the box, give him a deep pass. Probably going to butterfinger it, but that's what he gets for greasing his hair before the game. Looking one-on-one. They're playing a nice little zone here, nice and tight. I wonder if they're going to respect Swy's shot from the point. And Eric Swikowski getting on the board. Nice shot from the corner. Tyler for two, and he misses high. He's the best two-pointer in the game. Look for him to make those. But let's take a look at the Skunks.
Luke Dalek, Macomb Community College. Skunks.
Jack Lark. I don't go to school.
Tyler Armstrong, no college. The Skunks.
And as noted, Luke Dalek has asthma. And, well, not necessarily because of that. He's also kind of lazy. But one thing you'll see is at the end of games, he'll be huffing and puffing, not shooting as hard. If you're the bench warmers, you really got to work him out. Eric Swikowski with the pump and go. Oh, making Jack Lark slide on the ice, it looks like.
That's 2 goals for him already, and 1 good shot that didn't go in. He's firing the ball a lot. I like to see that.
Eric Swikowski, the ITT Tech. Brad Bird, Northwood University, Oakland University, bench warmers.
Ryan Swikowski, Cake and Ice Cream University. God damn, what was our team again?
And building chemistry is very important. You have 2 brothers on the same team who both love cartoons. Adult cartoons, like ones with like funny jokes and stuff. And Eric Swikowski is 3 goals for the bench warmers.
He is on fire, and if he gets hot, he can be the best player on the field right now, and that's a lot, especially considering Tyler's out there.
Tyler Armstrong looking to get a shot, and there goes the Skunks moving around. Luke Dalek with a nice little cannon. Ryan Swikowski again, probably something he should have saved. He still doesn't have a save. This is the 2nd game in a row where every shot is going in so far.
Yeah, he needs to play goalie better. He hasn't been doing it. Do you think Brad Bird's going to come in pretty soon and kick him out?
It's only a matter of time in my eyes. Looking at Jack Lark, though. Anti-establishment. This guy plays by his own rules, and he doesn't give a rootin' toothin' F.
No, he doesn't. Bad boy attitude. Ever since he wrote bomb on the bathroom stall in Mallow Junior High, he's given the finger to establishment. And you know what? I love that about him.
Anti-fascist Big Bernie supporter marched the streets with his fellow socialist brothers and sisters to show that not only is he anti-establishment, but he wants you to know it.
Yeah, he needs you to know it. That's really his whole identity right now. If he doesn't have that, what does he have?
Well, if a tree falls in a forest, does anyone hear it? Ladies and gentlemen, Jack Lark's on the board. Great shot, but again, if you're letting Jack Lark score on you, it might say something about your goaltending.
Yeah, I think he pretended that... Fuck.
Brad Bird with a nice little behind-the-rope shot, jumping from in the box to out of the box to put it past Tyler, and Luke Dalek lets it rip. Shot for shot from 2 snipers.
Luke Dalek getting on a little hot streak himself. Quick offense, taking the open shots when they can get them. That's how they're going to stay in this game.
Yeah, Luke Dalek has one of the quicker triggers in WHAMO. If you're a defender, you got to get up in his face because he lets it rip when you're playing on him. You got to put your hands up, really block his shot. Man, the box offense, and Brad Bird lets it rip through there. He's heating up too.
You can't let him get that wide open. He's already shown himself to have one of the best shots in the game.
Luke Dalek, Brad Bird, Eric Swikowski, Tyler Armstrong. We got ourselves a shootout, ladies and gentlemen. And maybe Jack Clark. No, smart pass. I was kind of hoping he didn't shoot that, but I hope he shoots that. No, he passes it. Luke Dalek and does it again. The Skunks are high and flying, ladies and gentlemen. Dropped your little mic cap there.
Sorry there, partner.
It's all good, buddy.
And Luke Dalek has been very accurate shooting the ball. 3 for 3, efficiency right there, and quickness of release. Excellent player.
Good defense by the Skunks to stop Brad Bird's high offense. Because, ladies and gentlemen, Brad Bird scored again. I'd say there's no looking back. And there's Luke Dalek. He's catching it, and we got ourselves a tie game. Oh, man, Luke Dalek is impressing me, but that's why he was the number 2 overall pick.
Yeah, he's been highly touted. He can play goalie as well. Not that he'll need to with Tyler in here. But he's got that beautiful shot, moves pretty well, plays defense decently. As long as he doesn't tire out, he'll be good today.
And Eric Swikowski answering again. Ladies and gentlemen, we're maybe looking at 2 of the best offenses in Division A right now. Both of them are shooting the ball very, very well.
Certainly 4 of the best shooters all on the field at once, if you include Eric, Tyler, The other two?
Oh my gosh, yeah. And Tyler Armstrong getting a big-time goal from the corner there, right off of Brad's chest. Tyler Armstrong's shot, a lot of spin on it. Even if you touch it, it's going to roll into the net.
He does. He puts a lot of spin on it, shoots the ball moving a lot, makes it difficult. And his teammate Luke does the same thing. That's why they're a good duo. They both have tricky shots.
Eric Swakowski looking for Ryan. Ryan's still very quiet this game. We haven't seen him really do anything. He needs to get active if the bench warmers want a shot at winning. Nice cheap shot from Jack Clark. Nice and unnecessary, but it might have caused that turnover.
I think it did. He's getting in their heads. Like I said, he's a bully. He's a bad boy. Nobody wants to mess with him.
Yeah, a real American badass. But he wouldn't want to be that. I don't think he likes being an American. Tyler Armstrong missing wide there. Close shot, though. Had a little contact. And the benchwarmers have a chance to take this one over. I mean, if you get a cheap shot like that, what are you doing? Are you going to try to fight Jack Clark? Are you going to just give up and let it get to your head like that?
Well, a lot of stuff gets in Eric's head. As we said, he's emotional. He's got to rein it in, refocus, because he's been scoring a lot of goals.
And talking about his captain, Ryan Swakowski. As I mentioned in the pregame, a guy who I had very high hopes for, and a guy who drafted very well, but against the Texas Rattlesnakes, 0 goals, 0 saves, probably the worst performance of any individual so far this WHAMO World Cup.
Yeah, and he's not doing too well so far this game either. Hasn't played well in net. I don't think I've seen him hardly touch the ball on offense. This game's gonna come down to who does better between Ryan Swakowski and Jack Clark. Who can step up between them? Who can contribute more offensively? Ryan needs to take some shots. He needs to touch the ball at least. He can't just let them blanket the other two players. He's got to be more aggressive.
Well, wait, but you're comparing Jack Clark to Ryan Swakowski. Ryan Swakowski is the captain of his team.
Unfortunate, but he just doesn't seem to have the confidence this year. You hate to see it, but he's got to step up. He's got to get it back. We know it's in there somewhere.
I mean, when you surround yourself with big talent, I mean, maybe he's just, not confident, feeling like he's not as good as his teammates. But you got to step up. There's a good block from Eric and a nice save from Brad. And like we said, Brad Bird's in net.
Brad Bird, it was only a matter of time before his personality just pushed Swy out of the net.
Oh, nice save from Tyler Armstrong. We've only seen a couple saves from him, too, but, I mean, let's be honest, everyone's shooting the ball very, very well. Tyler Armstrong with 2 impressive saves so far.
Like I was saying, he's got a lot of good shots. Brad Bird might have the best shot in the whole entire league. We know Eric Swy's got an amazing shot, so he's facing a tough offense.
Interesting going to a zone 2 for the Skunks. You'd think they'd leave Ryan Swy wide open, and Luke Dalek from damn near midfield, putting it past Brad Bird. Wow, what a wicked shot on that guy.
And the bench warmers need to rethink their defensive strategy. I know the Skunks are moving the ball around a lot, but you just can't let these open shots come from their 2 big shooters.
No. See, I would be parting the Red Sea right now. Oh, maybe not. Ryan Swy with his first goal of the WHAMO World Cup, and a nice save from Brad Bird, stopping the 2. Wow, the bench warmers, they're turning things around. Look for them to score.
Swy scoring that goal led to a quick transition. Brad Bird playing good defense right there, getting back in time. Swy's got to step up, get that confidence up, Swy. The shot wasn't too bad.
No, not bad at all. It was deep, it was covered. He needs to shoot this right here, and it's blocked by Luke Dalek. Oh, man, you got to take shots. I hope Brian doesn't go back into his little shell because, man, he needed that goal right there. We see him in the box. Sleeping Bear from the captain. Big time play for Ryan Swakowski. He's catching heat.
Not sure he got off the ground too much there. I'd be debating that if I was the other team, but they seem to let that one slide by just fine.
And we got a good one so far. 8-7, close game. And we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
Help me, Hidalgo! Hello, everyone. Gary Grits here. I've done this several times. You should be familiar with my work. I've interviewed the stars. And today I interview a man who wants me to call him Crust. Crust, welcome to the Gary Grits Show.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here, Gary. Thank you.
Thank you. First question for you. Why you named Crust? Are your parents pizza fans?
I mean, Gary, that's kind of a stupid question because everyone's a pizza fan, but if you really want the backstory on that, I can give it to you. When I was in 3rd grade, my older brother's friend gave me that nickname. We were playing a basketball game in my driveway, and I made the game-winning shot, and he called me Clutch Crust. Eventually the clutch part dropped, just a crust, and here I am today, Crust.
I don't know why that was a stupid question. I did not write that question. My editors wrote that question.
My apologies.
That's fine. I just don't want to be called stupid on my own show. I think that's very offensive.
It wasn't you I was calling stupid, Gary. It was just the question.
Well, you looked me right in the eyes and called me stupid. That's okay, though.
Again, my apologies.
That's fine. Off the pizza question again. You have 2 brothers, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
According to my editors, they want to know, are they named Sauce and Toppings? Just going off the pizza
no
question.
nicknames for the brothers. Just Joe and Jesse, straight names.
What's your real name?
Justin.
What's with all the J's in your name?
My sister's also a Jamie. All 4 of us J's.
What's your parents' name?
Doesn't start with a J. So,
Oh, dang.
Yeah. Throw that theory out, Gary.
All right, next question off the name. You're a rookie who has been playing very well in your debut tournament. Do you think I'm impressed by that?
I don't know if you are. I think you should be. I mean, if you were there at the rookie showcase, you saw, the potential that I have and that Coach Captain Jack saw in me. And I think that you're seeing that come to fruition in these first couple games of the tournament.
Where do you attribute your rookie success to? Is it just, have you always been naturally talented at sports, or?
I think that's an easy answer. Here in Shelby Township, I'm kind of a legend. Played in the Shelby Rec Basketball League for 5 years. You know how many championships I won, Gary? 5.
0?
Every
Okay.
year. 5.
5?
That's because I had the will to win. I'm not going to quit. Tenacity.
What?
All right? And that translates onto the WHAMO field.
All right. Well, congratulations on those 5 tournament wins. How much has playing with Jack Sauber helped your game?
I think it helps a lot. I think Jack's clearly a legend in the WHAMO community.
Sure.
He's one of the best. So, for a rookie such as myself, just learning the game still, he helps you along, helps you to learn the basics,
Last question for you. Do you think me and Doug would get along? Doug is my favorite player on the Texas Rattlesnakes. I don't know.
Do I think
Doug.
you would get along? I don't know Doug really at all.
I haven't met Doug
he's
either.
Doing a fine job for us in net, and I don't really know you at all. So, yeah, sure. I think you guys would hit it off great.
You have a teammate you don't know personally?
Absolutely. I do not know Doug.
Who's on your team? I'm not even sure who's on your team.
Doug and Jack.
Oh. Do you
His
like
name's
both
Doug,
of them? What
Yeah.
is his name? Is his name Doug?
Yeah, Doug Schmidt, I believe.
Oh, what a weird name.
Mm-hmm.
Not as weird as Crust, though.
Well, it's a nickname, so.
Oh.
What's your nickname, Gary? Glitter?
Glitter Grit.
Okay.
No, that was my sister. That was my sister's stage name back in the day. She's dead now.
Sorry to hear that.
That's okay. I didn't like her much. All right. We will call this interview now because I have to go apologize to my mother for that sister comment. As always, I thank you, Crust, for being on my show. This is Gary Gritz signing off till my next interview. Sayonara.
And the bench warmers looking to go up, too. They might smell a victory, and Luke Dalek with a nice block. But Tyler Armstrong had to save that. That had some crazy curve on it.
Yeah, sometimes those are difficult to adjust to for a goalie, but Tyler's the best in the business.
Jack Clark missing wide, but he's got to keep shooting. Jack Clark has a handful of goals right now, and if they want to win, your third best player has to get you at least 2 goals, I think, a game.
And really, that's all about confidence. If you get more and more confidence in your shot, you're going to feel more confident shooting the ball, and your shot will be better.
Speaking about confidence, Brad Bird with a big shot there. But looking at Luke Dalek, he was the 2nd overall pick in this year's draft. He's never won a championship before. Him and Tyler have come close in the past, and they're going to look to win one this year.
And, everybody wanted him. He looked super good in all the warm-up tournaments, all the scrimmages. Highly, highly touted player. Nobody was surprised when he went off the draft board so quickly.
And Tyler Armstrong from deep. Wow, he put that between a needle, ladies and gentlemen, to score that one. Brad Bird missing high. Looking at Tyler Armstrong, what a special player he is. I tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. He had a big game last time he played against the Porta Potty Tippers. He had himself 7 goals in the win versus the Porta Potty Tippers. And ladies and gentlemen, one thing you need to know is coming into this game, he's shooting the ball 88.3%, currently the best in the league. He's accurate.
He is probably the best all-around player in the game of WHAMO. You see how good he moves out there. His goaltending is just beautiful to watch sometimes. His shot is deceptively good. Probably one of the 5 best in the game. There's nothing he doesn't do great.
Jack Lark shooting wide, nice save from Brad Bird. Wow, I thought Jack Lark was going to get that. And I'm sorry, bad drop by Ryan Swy. Here comes Tyler Armstrong kicking the ball free. Ooh, that was cool.
He
Little
wants it
soccer
more.
move. Yeah, he does. And Ryan Swy was just walking to the ball. Tyler snuck in to get it, and Jack Lark wide open. Throws a pump and passes. All right, a logical thing for him to do.
You let them play around. They're giving the other players so much room that they're going to find open shots.
Brad Bird with a split opportunity there. But let's play some WHAMO Babies. We're going to show WHAMO Babies on the screen. You're going to have to guess who it is. What WHAMO player is that?
McGinnis.
Brad Bird, but you were close. Whammo baby Brad Bird. Now, who's that Whammo baby?
McGinnis.
Oh, let's see who it is. Jack Lark.
Fuck.
Oh, close. You're very close. I mean, you might get this one. Which Whammo baby's that?
McGinnis.
That is indeed Luke Dalek, actually. That's Luke Dalek. But I know for a fact you'll get this one. Which Whammo baby is that?
McGinnis?
Let's see what it is. It's Judane Reed.
Oh.
All right, now.
That was McGinnis.
No, let's guess this Whammo baby.
McGinnis?
You're absolutely right. I'll change that. It's Mike McGinnis.
Oh, Mike McGinnis.
Bare-ass baby Mike McGinnis.
I love him. He's smart. Did we ever mention that yet? He is smart.
It's hard not to when he's so smart. Nice tip to save by Luke Dalek to Tyler Armstrong. And there we got a scramble, ladies and gentlemen. Tyler fighting for the open man. Gets it to Luke Dalek. And they're going to run the ball up. Oh, Ryan Swai coming into frame late there. Luke Dalek thinking about cranking it from half, and he scores! Top two, Luke Dalek, and the Skunks go up. And actually, I'm getting word that Luke Dalek scored earlier, but the line judge wasn't looking, and they didn't count the goal, so it should be game over. But we got an 8-9. What's going on?
Always a shame, these line judges are known to play phone games while they're supposed to be judging the line, so I'm not completely surprised.
Video evidence of our scorekeepers and line judge playing and texting on their phones when they should be keeping score. So because of that, Eric Swai ties it up. The game should be over, but looking at Jack Lark. We were there at that Whammo Season 1 after party when he got the guy to play Chuck E. Cheese drunk. Oh man, that was a very, very fun night.
Yeah, always a character, fun to be around, just an all-around cool guy. All the weird Antifa shit aside, we all love Jack Lark. Excellent friend, member of our friend group. I love him. Love the guy myself. Me and him go way back.
Yeah, and very interesting to go to a Chuck E. Cheese without a kid, but that's just how he rolls. He doesn't care, and Eric Swikowski is going off. They got Tyler man-to-man on him, but he can't keep up with Eric's offense. That's the second goal in a row, and the Benchwarmers are one goal away from putting this game away.
Eric is looking like that confident player that they need him to be. He's taking the shots. He's confident.
Oh my goodness, he broke his ankles, a doggo. Eric Swikowski looking like a baby giraffe fresh out of the womb.
Somebody known to be a plus defender to get shattered like that by Tyler. That's unfortunate.
And XY looking for the tie. Brad Bird open. He's going to do his jump shot. And he scores!
Beautiful shot. I love how confident he is. He is a gunslinger. He will let it go, and most of the time it goes in.
And Tyler answers right back. Holy mackerel. Can you imagine if the Skunks lose this game based on that missed stat collection from the sign judge? I think you'd be pretty pissed off if you were a Skunks fan right now.
Yeah, but Will, to be fair, they're not protesting it too much right now, so that's on them. If they're not catching the score, we can't do everything.
Well, as we know from Jack Lark's social takes and political ways, he only protests things when it's on social media.
Of course. Well, this is on social media, so surprised he didn't do it.
Brad Bird, nice save for Luke Dalek, sitting in the pocket there, taking it off the shoulder. Skunks have a chance to take the lead. Nice catch from Luke Dalek. That was a scary little one. Let's see who steps up here. Tyler wide open. He's calling for it. He wants the ball. Gives it back to Luke Dalek, and he's going, letting it crank, and an easy block for Eric. 2! Saved by Luke Dalek. Oh, my. That game was on the line there. Luke Dalek stepped up big.
Yeah, Brad Bird just can't resist throwing that ball when he sees even the slightest hint of openness. I like that. You can't be afraid to shoot shots, especially when you got Ryan on your team, who definitely is afraid.
Can you imagine? Oh, a bad drop from the Skunks. That would have been a game winner, too. Luke Dalek stepping up big when he needed to. But looking up to the next upcoming weeks, we got a couple good games for you. The Texas Rattlesnakes look to keep their undefeated season alive against the Porta Pie Tippers, who are looking for their first win. Then the week after that, we got the Beavers and Church of Fudge. Church of Fudge looking pretty good after that win over Team Long Cut. And then after that, the Pink Slips and Team Long Cut. My number 1 and number 2 preseason seeds going head-to-head. Let's see if Long Cut can bounce back and defeat the undefeated Pink Slips.
That'll be a tough game for them. The Pink Slips have looked pretty unstoppable, if you ask me. They got a couple big shooters.
Yeah, big shooters indeed. 6'6" Isaiah Grimes, but Todd DeReed, he's an elite level goalie. Let's see if he bounces back after that mediocre performance against Church of Fudge. Eric Swikowski with the ball in the corner. It's 1st to 13 at this point. Brad Bird lets rip Tyler Armstrong with good defense. That's his second or third block. We got a scramble! Scramble! Sideline scramble! Who's got the ball? Looks like Brad Bird picked it up. He's getting wrapped by Tyler. He's gonna dish it out there. Oh, I love scrambles. Ryan Swi's wide open. He's wide open. Doesn't shoot the ball. Look confused. He didn't shoot the ball. He waited for Brad Bird to come back. What's he doing?
No confidence right there. And look at his body language. He's playing uninspired whammo right now. He does not look good today. But props to Brad Bird for going in there and digging it out. That was a man's scrum right there. Brad Bird isn't afraid. Brad Bird is an excellent player.
Brad Bird, if you're listening to this right now and sober enough to remember, we love you, man. That was a big boy play. Ryan Swikowski didn't deliver when he needed to, and then you whiffed on that sleeping bear. Now the Skunks have the momentum. And let's see if Jack Lark can put it in. He does! Spinning curve off the finger ball, and the Skunks are one game away, one goal away from winning it all. Oh my, Jack Lark, that was a big boy play.
That was a pretty nice shot. Had a lot of movement on it.
High shot from Eric, and the Skunks have a chance to finally close this chapter of a Division A interleague play. Wow, this has been a great game, ladies and gentlemen. And let's be honest, the Skunks should have won it based on that stat correction error, whatever you want to call it, from the sideline. So it's only fair if the Skunks win. However, if the bench warmers can come back, make a big save, and steal it, oh man,
They gotta buckle down. Look at him with his hands on his hips right now. This is the biggest defensive possession of the game, and they're all lollygagging, leaving wide open shots. Tyler wide open right there.
And classic Jack Lark just throwing the ball up in the air off of a 360 push-off. But we was due for that. We love when Jack Lark does shit like that. Eric Swy missing high again. Oh, and he's got some words for himself and the captain. Let's take a look at what he had to say.
That was dirty. Abdomen. Stand loose. Everything's going in. I want to be so quick to get him on. Fuck, I meant to throw it low and keep going high. Oh! Yes, he did. Yeah. 1-2. Oh, fucking A. Yes. Quick one. I got the older, less successful SWAT. Play zone.
Classic Jack Lark. I love listening to that guy chirp. Tyler Armstrong, shake and bake, and that's the game! Wow, the Skunks almost lost that one. Wow, they came back, and Tyler Armstrong is something special, ladies and gentlemen.
He really is. Somebody had to put that final dagger in, but the defense just wasn't there. They were giving up a lot of open shots towards the end of the game.
That was a hella good game. Back and forth, high shooting from both teams. I'm impressed. Both teams looked pretty solid offensively. Obviously, they both have their holes here and there that they got to fill before the end of the season, but man, the Skunks are looking pretty dang good.
That is a dangerous offensive team. Tyler Armstrong knows how to buckle down, and when they need a goal, he can always be someone you could turn to. And Luke Dalek, amazing out there today. He seems like every shot he took was going in. Very accurate, always smart, reliable hands. Great player to have on your team.
And Jack Lark had a couple big-time goals. I mean, I was screaming pretty hefty when he got that 12th point for the Skunks. He came in big when you needed him to.
He really did. Anytime that Jack can get those 2, 3, or 4 goals in a game, you can't imagine them losing in that scenario because that's all he needs. If they can turn to him for that much every game, this team's going to be dangerous.
Yeah, but man, a dangerous position to be in when you're the bench warmers. 0-2. I mean, they lost to 2 good teams, but they got the Bay Area Blue Waffles at the end of the year. They're going to have to win that game to get in. They can beat the Porta Pie Tippers, I think, but the Bay Area Blue Waffles are a good team, and they're going to have to go face-to-face with them. Man, I'd be scared if I was the bench warmers.
You know, I don't even know if they're capable of beating anybody at this point. Ryan Swine needs to step up. He needs to have some energy. You saw him out there just lollygagging, not trying, not going for the balls, hands on his hips. And towards the end of the game, you started to see that rubbing off on his brother. Body language is contagious. And if you're a captain, you're responsible for keeping that high energy and just being determined, giving it everything every moment. He wasn't doing that today.
Yeah, and one thing you got to do as a captain is be the alpha of your team. It seems like he gets pushed around a lot by Eric Swy, by Brad Bird. If you're Ryan Swy and you got two guys that like to call the shots, you have to huddle them in, take control, and say, listen here, I'm the captain. What's that movie of Tom Hanks, Toy Story, where he goes, I'm the captain now. You have to take control if you're the captain.
Well, we know Ryan Swy loves his anime, and far be it for me to hypothesize about what's going on, but this is setting up a classic anime story where the guy that gets bullied all the time turns into a big, strong guy and beats up all his enemies at the end of it. Maybe that's what Swy's aiming for right now, looking like a total pussy right now, only to come back stronger than ever and take a couple games for this team.
Well, I see it a little differently. He's a big fan of hentai too, and I kind of see his career right now just being hentai. He's just getting fucked. But the most embarrassing thing was Brad Bird busted his behind to get that scrum, that sideline scrum. He's got Tyler draped on his back like a little backpack in the 4th grade. And one thing he did, he gets the ball to Swy, and Swy just waits for him to come back. He looks around and goes, oh, are we still playing? I thought that was a dead ball. My bad. Brad Bird busted his ass and got nothing in return but an ugly loss.
He really did. And if you remember, that scrum started. Swy was the first one into that scrum. A true alpha male, if you're the first one in the scrum, you're ripping that fucking ball out of anybody's hands. You're coming out of the fucking pile with that ball. Swy fucking played with his cock for a while, dicked around for a while, played footsies with it. Next thing you know, Brad's going fucking Jumanji in there, rips out with the ball. I was impressed by that. Brad Bird did something that only the real big alpha males can do, and that's go into a pile where everybody wants the ball and saying, no, it's my ball. Ripped out, got the ball, but it was all for nothing.
All for nothing. And it's gotta suck when your game is on the line, because if they score there, they go up, they probably win it. Let's be honest, momentum would be in their favor, but your captain doesn't take advantage of it. Wide open, one-on-one Luke Dalek. Maybe he was scared and just was acting like he didn't know what was going on. I don't know. I mean, at this point, it's too late, We can't just Monday morning quarterback. We gotta move on. We're gonna move on to next week. We have a fun show. Ooh.
Got something in your mouth there?
Beard hair. We got a good game next week, ladies and gentlemen. We got the Texas Rattlesnakes going against, the Porta Pie Tippers. So not really a great game. We got 0-2 Porta Pie Tippers against 2-0 Texas Rattlesnakes. But it's a Rob Schneider night. We're going to dedicate all night to Rob Schneider, everyone's favorite actor. You can do it. You can do it. Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider is an excellent actor. Just one of those actors that really dedicate himself to the craft. A method actor. He stays in character for years at a time. I heard he's still in character from the Deuce Bigalow movies.
Oh, I bet he is, because I bet you he's just racking up the ladies, if you know what I'm saying. It's going to be a fun night, Rob Schneider. You can do it. I just love Rob Schneider.
Do you know any other quotes from him, or just you can do it?
Well, he does in every movie, so I'm quoting a different movie every time when I say it. Yeah, in Adam Sandler movies, Longest Yard, you can do it, kick their ass, and stuff like that. Yeah, it's, who says you need more than one line to be successful in Hollywood? Rob Schneider is proof that you can take the same idea, run it into the ground, and still make millions and millions of dollars.
Exactly, and who needs to have talent when you have talented friends? Rob Schneider's career in a nutcase.
I mean, whammo for Jordan Armstrong in the nutcase. I mean, yeah, if it wasn't for his friends, the sport would probably be pretty dead.
That's true. This is true.
Until next week, ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at the big guy, Mr. Fuds.
I'm Hidalgo.
We'll see you on the whammo field.
You never know. He has a variety of cartoon-themed interests. So which one is he focused on right now? Only God can tell.
Yeah, and let's just say he's got to pick the right one, because if they lose one more, you can, just like Ren and Stimpy, cancel him. Yeah, tonight is the night where they need to get it together, because if you go 0-2 in the WHAMO World Cup regular season, odds are you're not going to make the playoffs. And if you don't make the playoffs, that means you can't win a championship. That's literally what it means. You're done if you don't make the playoffs.
Well, it depends on how Jordan rigs up the standings at the end of the season, If 2 games gets his team in, I'm sure 2 games will be enough.
Yeah, true. I mean, remember the last World Cup, a wild card game was added late because there was 2 teams tied with the same record, and they weren't even in the same conference, so Jordan made them play. It was Team Jumanji, which Jordan was on against the Jimmy Buffett Sleeping Bears, and, the Team Jumanji ended up winning, but hey, it's his league. I guess he could rig it up however he wants, right?
Yeah, most leagues at least try to hide the corruption, but Jordan just wears it all out on his sleeve. You gotta respect that. As a corrupt man myself, I can really look at that and say, wow, I like that.
Yeah, no secrets in whammo, ladies and gentlemen. Everything you see is what you get.